in New Jersey for what's being described as a 17-day working vacation. He left without holding the traditional pre-vacation press conference, which has been 169 days since his last solo press conference, which was back in February. The president has already taken more vacation days than his predecessor, according to CBS News' Mark Knoller, who's kept track of these things for decades. President Trump has taken 41 days off. Over the same time span, President Obama took 21, George W. Bush took 67. Now, it certainly would be a fair assumption he'll be playing golf at his club, though the White House does not publicize it. In fact, just the opposite. As you see, cameras are kept at a great distance. It's completely understandable that the president needs time off. It's an incredibly stressful job, and wherever he is, he's able to be briefed on important matters and conduct business. He should get time off. Every single modern president has spent ample time away from the White House. President Obama on Martha's Vineyard, George W. Bush at his Crawford, Texas ranch, his father in Maine, Eisenhower at what would become known as Camp David, named after his grandson, James K. Polk, hardly left the office, and the job pretty much killed him. His term expired, then 3 months later, so did he. So the point is, presidents need time away. So tonight, no lectures about the vacationer-in-chief, but it is only fair to point out that this president was an especially harsh critic of his predecessor for golfing and taking vacation. When it was President Obama doing it, candidate Trump and civilian Trump went after him for it. So as you watch this, just remember, this president has now taken almost twice as much time off as the man he loved to criticize on the campaign trail.
Obama, it was reported today, played 250 rounds of golf.
Everything's executive order because he doesn't have enough time because he's playing so much golf.
Obama ought to get off the golf course and get down there.
I'm going to be working for you. I'm not going to have time to go play golf.
He played more golf last year than Tiger Woods.
This guy plays more golf than people in the PGA Tour.
I love golf. I think it's one of the greats, but I don't have time.
But if I were in the White House, I don't think I'd ever see Turnberry again. I don't think I'd ever see Doral again.
But I'm not going to be playing much golf, believe me. If I win this, I'm not going to be playing much golf. I wouldn't leave the White House very much because, like little things like these little trips where they cost you a fortune. I love working. I'm not a vacation guy. I don't take vacations. I'm not like Obama where he takes Air Force One to Hawaii. I don't take vacations. I promise you, I will not be taking very long vacations if I take them at all. There's no time for vacation. Other people, they go away for weeks and weeks. I don't like taking vacations. Obama likes relaxing and going on vacations. Me, I like working. I like working, I really do. If I get elected president, I'm going to be in the White House a lot. I'm not leaving. We have deals to make. Who the hell wants to leave, right?
Who the hell wants to leave? Who indeed? CNN Jim Acosta joins us now from the White House. Jim, what is the White House saying about the president's time away?
Well, he might want to mulligan for all of those comments after that clip you played, Anderson. But the White House at this point is saying that this is going to be a working vacation, as you put it. He's going to be dealing with a range of issues. From what we understand from talking to various officials, he has not given up on repealing Obamacare, so I assume there'll be some discussions on that. But from what we understand, the new Chief of Staff, John Kelly, is going to be up in Bedminster for much of this trip. He has, as you know, Anderson, over the last week been clamping down on access to the president in the West Wing, in the Oval Office, keeping tabs on who's coming and going into the Oval Office. And we heard from Mick Mulvaney yesterday, the budget director, saying he even listens in on phone calls. When Mulvaney was calling the president this week, John Kelly was listening in on those phone calls. The question is whether or not, it'll be something to watch, whether the Chief of Staff can maintain that kind of discipline at the President's Country Club. But make no mistake, presidents can have work creep up on them when they're on vacation. I was with Barack Obama up at Martha's Vineyard. He had to give a statement to the news media a couple of times. The White House had to come up and give statements to the press because the world did not go on vacation while the president was taking time off. So the president may be going up to his country club in New Jersey, but the world may not let him have a vacation that entire time he's up there.
And there's certainly some big developments in the Russia probe that are going on just as the president has leaving. Did he have anything to say about the investigation today?
No, Anderson. As a matter of fact, the only time we got to see the president in front of the cameras is when he departed the Oval Office, got on Marine One, and started to head up to Bedminster earlier today. Questions were shouted at him about the Russia investigation, about Bob Mueller, whether he plans on firing Bob Mueller during this vacation. He did not answer any of those questions. And Anderson, it is very important to point out, the president did not hold a news conference before going on vacation. That is something that presidents have been doing over the last two presidencies. Barack Obama typically held a news conference before he went on vacation. George W. Bush did this as well. And for our viewers to remember, I think it's very important that Donald Trump, as President of the United States, has only held one full news conference with the news media since he's been in office. That was way back in February. He had an opportunity to do it today. He didn't do it. Of course, as I said earlier, there is a possibility of, he could potentially do this up in Bedminster. I remember last year when we were in Scotland visiting his golf courses during the campaign, Anderson, you remember this. He took us on sort of a rolling news conference where he took questions from us as he went from hole to hole on the golf course in Scotland. The question is whether or not he'll do that at Bedminster. We're being told not to hold our breath, Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, clearly they don't like cameras near him when he's on the golf course. Jim Acosta, thanks to our panel. Van Jones is back along with Timothy O'Brien.